Good news, as compensation packages have gone out to players for the persistent charges bug, and Kabam are looking to address a lot of bugs in 25.0. Yes, hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, hope you're well. Welcome to the 28th of October edition of Marvel Contest of Champions News. I've been away for the last few days, I've been watching The Lion King, not for all the days. I've been drinking and eating and doing all the things that you do on a mini vacation. But I'm right back to work now, I've just arrived back and we're just about to pick up little Frank. But I want to record some Marvel Contest of Champions news for you. Kicking the news off with a bit of a positive, and check out this amazing cosplay. This is done by Hector, and obviously there's somebody else here that is doing Guillotine. I think this is the same person that turned up last year, who goes by the name of Gragum Productions. Now obviously if you want to do the cosplay yourself, you can check out the links here. It comes up with a template, and it's quite corking if you go and post yourself. Now I know that somebody has said about this image here being very skewed on the mobile version, but if you're doing your own cosplay, I think that's something that's quite cool as well. Just post your cosplay stuff that you're doing in stuff like Kabam forums. Let's try and create a group somewhere of this, because I did a cosplay a couple years ago. No, that's the wrong image. Wrong image. Need to cut that. No, that's the correct one there. I think M's a skeleton. Anyway, I'm Wolverine on the left hand side, as you can tell. It was quite obvious that I am Wolverine. I still have to kind of decide if I want to do this cosplay when it's New York Comic Con 2020. I'm kind of tempted, but it doesn't show like everything below. And I actually might change this because I really like the X-Men Days of Future Past edition with that kind of like yellow to kind of blue and the kind of silvery lining. Anyway, whatever. The fact is, it'd be cool to see your cosplays. Tweet at me on Twitter them, because I do like seeing cosplays. I would be able to show you a video of my ones at New York Comic Con, but my device got stolen. Great. In other news, and also we've had some fresh developments happen. Now I've been editing at the moment of Marvel Contest of Champions news, and I really want to release it, but this story needs to be covered. And that is the cadence for 5-star featured, as well as champion releases and 6-star featured. It's going to change. Now I know for a lot of people there'll be like a 50-50 split for those that really like this idea and some that do not. Me personally, with champions being put in each and every month, longer time needs to be tested on different areas and aspects of the game. And it's something that I've been talking about at levels of criticism over the last year. So I'm very much for this. And Kabam Mike basically says, as we move into the new year, we'll be adjusting the champion release schedule to accommodate more time for testing and have more time between a new update and the release of a champion. Going further to announce that starting January 2020, champion releases will occur on both the 2nd and 4th Thursday of each month. The length of featured 5-star and 6-star crystals will also increase. These crystals will now last for 14 weeks instead of the previous 12 weeks, and the first 5-star featured hero crystal to have a 14-week duration will start on December 17th, 2019. The current 6-star featured hero crystal will be extended until November 18th, and the following crystal will also run for 14 weeks. As I said, it's going to be a very much 50-50 split for those that are for this and also people that are against it. There's a lot of positives. If you're looking to save up to get a crystal and you're like, I'd love to get a featured crystal, then you get a longer time period to save up, to hoard those 5-star shards and 6-star shards. Yes, I know Kabam Mike and some of the Kabam team will say, no, hoarding is a bad idea. But at the same time, it allows you to get a full perspective of a working as intended character. If it's been thoroughly tested, then we know what we're going to get. So therefore, saving up, hoarding, and then spending on the crystal seems like a good or more positive investment than it was before this announcement actually came in. So for me personally, and putting my own opinion on this, I'm very much happy that it's spending a lot more time to actually test this. And number two, it gives people an opportunity to save up to actually get these crystals. Because sometimes people go, do you know what, I really wish I had an opportunity for that featured 5-star, that featured 6-star, but I was just out by a small margin. Now you get a little bit more time to grind out to get it. So like I said, me personally, I feel this is very much a good idea, but I'll throw it over to the comment section now. What are your thoughts on this new development? Are you for it? Are you against it? Do you see the positives? But also, do you see the negative side of things? Like going, right, well, just release them. I want this more quicker. Are people going to have a difference of opinion? Put it in the comment section down below. In other quick event news, it looks like we've got some imagery here from what is going to be next month. And I'm sure on Wednesday we'll have full announcements of what's going to be happening, the inner workings of the main quest and the side quest as well. Because there's a lot of stuff going on in the community for the month of November. Also, following on from something that dropped over the weekend as well, and that's hashtag Team Trees. Now, if you haven't seen Mr. Beast's video, I'll put a link in the description, and he is trying to plant 20 million trees. It's a pretty mean feat, but there's a donation that's going on at the moment. Link is in the description down below for it, and it's something I support. A lot of things renewable energy. I may be trying to work with a company in the future for their kind of marketing means and social media and stuff like that. And that's something I'll kind of tell you more about if it comes off. But yeah, it's incredibly important nowadays that we kind of promote things like renewable energy. Make sure your recycling is on point. And at the same time, don't think about just going, let's throw something into junk, into the rubbish. Can it be something that can be upcycled? Look at your plastic waste and everything as well. There's so many things to this, but yeah, hashtag Team Trees, link is in the description. Help to support if you can. $5 million I think has been pledged so far, or 5 million trees have been planted. Something like that. It is looking quite good, quite healthy. Now this is pretty important. This is for the changelog. This went in today, and it's very important that we do cover it. Now, as you know, if you followed my video at the start of last week, we covered a lot of these things. Thanks to Kabam for giving me the early scoops to that stuff. But yeah, it's great to see stuff and more information about Fantastic Doom Invasions, which obviously, as you know, next month is going to be great. It's going to be a tale of two different sides, to be a hero or a villain, which I think is a nice little touch, especially when we went back to that kind of red faction, blue faction type days of the Civil War. Now, new features and updates. We all know the aspects to what's happening with Alliance Quest modifiers, Alliance Quest updates, which I'm looking forward to seeing what the improvements to the Glory Store is going to be like. That's one crucial thing. Hopefully there's some real reductions there. But I think for a lot of players that are frustrated about certain bugs, this is the time that we're going to see things being fixed. Let's have a look. One main frustration that players are experiencing is this 750 Aegon combo issue, which thankfully is actually going to be looked into, because I've seen this pop up for a lot of players, especially those that are doing Labyrinth for Legends. You've got an Awakened version, you've put your resources and time into them. Well, it looks like that is going to be sorted out. There's been an issue fixed for Iron Man Infinity War, which is good for people that like that champion. Obviously, if you're going up against him, he's a frustrating champion, of course, but there you go, still good to see. This is another issue as me using Medusa. Fixed an issue where robot opponents could still gain power after being shattered by Medusa. Obviously, I don't mean steal as in S-T-E-A-R. Another thing that's been looked into is an issue being fixed where robot opponents could still gain power after being armor shattered by Medusa. Still happens to me at the moment. Obviously, when the update goes in, this is going to be sorted out. Thank God for those that use Medusa. So Medusa gets restored back how it used to be. So restored Medusa's armor break functionality to how it previously behaved. And as you know, Kabam, we're trying to like put some stuff in with armor shatter, redefining it as something different when it's armor breaking. There's lots of kind of weird things they tried to do and it just didn't turn out correct for that particular champion, which is being changed back. So that is good. Thank God. Don't overtinker, otherwise you're going to be causing other people more hassle, Kabam. Now I've seen lots of things with this. Medusa's bleeds. I think this is meant to stop it. So fix an issue where the bleeds inflicted by Medusa during armor shatter would persist after the armor shatter debuff had expired. I don't know if that was across the board. I think it may be in certain circumstances. Hasn't happened to me at all, but I have seen evidence of people actually kind of reproducing that bug. The Corvus Glaive issue, yeah. A lot of people were kind of like posting about this. He's still taking like cold snap damage here, bleed damage there. I've seen the occasional thing posted in the bugs and known issues section of the forum. So it's good to see that that is being addressed for those that use Corvus Glaive, and maybe for those that decide to put him as a defensive option. There's also been a massive amount of interaction-based improvements for Domino, especially when critical failure is concerned. Color Obsidian Vision, Arcus, The Thing, and as well Human Torch have all had a bit of a seeing to when it comes to that level of interaction. So Domino should be a little bit more usable when it comes to those particular fights. And finally, there's been light improvements to Vision, and as well we've got Empathics being looked at too. You know, we've got Emma Frost and Symbiote Supreme. Not substantial things to say it's worth noting to talk further about, but there's still kind of visual things or improvement, the consistency of certain champions. So I guess that is cool. I'm sure there'll be people going, well, why isn't this bug or that bug not sorted out? And I hope that that is a case that maybe we see some answers close to the next month's and next update, but there'll have to be something major that goes wrong in the next patch for us to go, oh, you know, we need to redo this. In other news, and very strange, is that we had a compensation package for the persistent charges issue. Now, it's dropped over the weekend, and I was like, what? Why have we received this? It's very odd that Kabam would kind of give back against this, especially being such a quick bug that then was fixed very quickly. But it is a positive thing for Kabam to own up very quickly and go, do you know what? Here, you should really take this. For some, may not feel overly compensated, but I think for the majority of people will just go, this is a happy surprise. But in any case, what are your thoughts? Put them in the comment section down below. And on to our final story, which is arena predictions. Now, it probably will be the same, exactly same as it is now. As you can see, completely ridiculous as I go off screen, which is that it's there. 1.52 mil for Ronan at 4-star. Absolutely ridiculous. But it's good to see that it's a lower cutoff for this. And I know a lot of people went incredibly high. And I think I said about 2.2, 2.4 mil for the champion. So I think that you've got to go for the same. Let's say 1.7 mil is going to be enough that's safety for Ronan as a 4-star if you haven't got the champion. And then obviously over the far end with King Groot. Now we all know that was going to go low, and it is a case. If all 5 stars were like this, I'm sure this would be a lot more interesting for players to grind out for. So yeah, all predictions down below at the moment. And that's been the predictions. And there we have it. That has been Marvel Contest of Champions news for Monday the 28th of October 2019. A late edition because I've just literally got back from this mini vacation. I've got some really interesting videos to post to you over the next few days and going into the last part of the week, as well as an announcement video. But check out some of the other fresh content I've posted very recently. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.